taking the time to come out for our ninth grade and new student orientation. Give yourselves a big round of applause for being here, for being in this moment, and especially our first-time ninth grade students. I want to let you know I'm extremely proud of you. Congratulations on that transition to high school, promoting from middle school on to the next phase of life in your educational journey. I'm Sal Brown, I'm the principal here at Jackson Reed. It's my second year here as principal. This will be my 9th year as a principal. And for those of you who might be new to our school community, who might be new to DCPS, this is an incredible school, an incredible place. And tonight is designed and intended to make sure that our families and students are well aware of all that we have to offer, but more importantly, aware of the people that will be working with each of you throughout your high school journey, particularly in your 9th grade. Because we are the largest and most diverse school in the city. And with that, we know that a lot of you may have some nerves, there's some questions, some wonderings around the sheer size of Jackson Reed. But know that we have a supportive team of adults, and our approach is to make that large school feel small, to make that large school feel one that you're known, to make that large school one that you're connected through our programs, through our clubs, through our activities. And we're going to share a few of those things here tonight. And just so I'm aware and know who's in the room, by a show of hands, how many of you are coming from our Deal Feeder School? How many were at Deal last year? Okay. I may have passed some of you on the way to and from school, especially if you walk to the Metro. How many of you are coming from Hardy? Just by a show of hands. Okay. And then how many are from Oyster Adams with us? Okay. That's great. Welcome, welcome. And lastly, how many are first-time Jackson Reed students or students who are coming from another school, whether that be private or charter, with us? Okay, so we've got a nice, unique mix here and balance. All right, so our agenda this evening, and I'm not going to talk long because I want to ensure that we maximize this time and get you to the tour, those of you who would like to take a tour and see our building and space. But here's some of the things that we're going to be going over. Again, tonight is around making sure that you're connected with and know who some of the people are that will be working with your son or daughter or child throughout this 9th grade year. And then also walk you through some key points, not only the building schedule, points of entry, and what a daily schedule will look like for a student. And when we talk about, you know who I am, and when I talk about the size of the school and the many things that are required as being the principal, those things can't be done without a great group of individuals who I lean on heavily. So I just want you to know, because you may hear some of these names throughout the year, you may see them in an email, you may get them in a listserv, but I want you to know some people that I lean heavily on to make sure that things run smooth and go according to plan. You're going to hear a lot tonight from our resident principal, Miss McKenzie. She's going to be leading the 9th grade class, and she'll tell you more about herself. Then we're also supported by AP Ojibo, AP Minsker, who will be spearheading the tour, and you'll hear from him later tonight. AP Bargeman, who works with our senior class, and then AP Anthony, who works with student support, special education, 504s, along with some other areas of the building. And then we're supported by Assistant Principal Robinson, who is my designee throughout the building and supports and does a lot of our work with the counselors and grade book management. Our specialized instruction is led by Dr. Goff. We have a director of climate and culture to ensure safety and a conducive environment for learning. Here, that's Mr. Sorrell. And then we have 3 incredible NAF directors. And I'll talk more and you'll hear more about our academies. The academies Our career academies are an opportunity and a program and pathway that we are growing here at Jackson Reed because we know the benefits of it, and that work is led by Mr. Wims, Ms. McClure, and Ms. Lorenzo. And finally, all of the operations, all of the things behind the scenes that happen that make a school function and run, that work is led by Mr. Hall, our Director of Strategy and Logistics. So, again, I just want to welcome you to our orientation this evening. This is an opportunity and a picture here from this past school year where our students' artwork was on display at Reagan National Airport. We were one of about 4 schools that were selected. So when we talk about our mission, that we want to make sure that our students are embracing joyful opportunities for growth on the path to active citizenship. We want to make sure that whatever they're learning in class, everything that they're doing, we can apply it in some way, shape, or form. We want to make that real world connection. And that brings me back to the academies, some of the work. Because when I walk into a classroom, one question that often happens and I get from young people is, when am I going to use this? What is this about? And I think sometimes parents can get those questions as well. Well, I know in our career academy classes, oftentimes they see the direct connection. It's right there in front of them. So when we think about long-term, past college, what career, what industry, what will our young people be doing after they earn their degree or after they choose to go directly into the workforce? Now, as I talk about some focus areas, again, keeping that career academy growth in the forefront, the reason we are really doubling down and expanding our career academy focus is because within schools, especially large schools, children can sometimes get disconnected and can sometimes be lost. And that's something that we want to make sure doesn't happen to your child. And we know students who are in our career academies, and this is not just here at Jackson Reed, but nationally, all the research says students who are tied to an academy, students who know what it is that they want to do or are working towards a goal, do better in school. They feel more connected. When they have an academy, when it's more personalized to something that's of an interest to them, their attendance rates are higher. They feel a greater sense of belonging in the school. And again, that's something that we want. And career academies, our NAF academies, to which we have many, are things that touch on all 3 of the things that I consider all successful high school students have in common. So young people, there are 3 things that I want to share with you as you start your high school journey. Keep these 3 things in mind around what will it take for me to be successful in high school. The first is to have a goal after high school. So start thinking now, and it may seem like graduation is a long time away, but I can tell you, it is not. When you talk to seniors, a lot of the seniors who graduate will say, wow, I didn't know this was going to happen so quick. So to all of my 9th graders, start thinking about what is that goal after high school. That's one piece I want you to remember. Have a goal after high school. The second is to find a trusted adult. And tonight we're going to introduce you to a few people. And throughout the year you're going to know more people. But having that connection with a trusted adult will help you navigate high school. And we will be an extension of your parents and your caregivers to make sure that you are navigating and doing the things that are necessary for you to earn your diploma. So of those 2, have a goal after high school. In most career academies, we have that goal after high school. You know, that industry outlook. The second piece is making sure that you have a trusted adult. And the NAF Academy directors serve as an extra layer of support for our students. Not just their grade level counselor, but also a NAF director who's making sure that they're linked up with industry partners, our internships, and checking to see what courses that they're enrolled in. And the third is the hardest. And I see this third piece as the one that most young people slip up with early on. The third piece that I want you to remember in order to be a successful high school student is to surround yourself with a positive peer group. Okay? So remember, surround yourself with a positive peer group. Who are your friends? Who are the people that you spend the most of your time with? And are they pushing you towards the goals that you have for yourself? And within our Career Academy, those students are all thinking about and working towards that internship. They're all getting together and have to go have that meeting around their resume or the workshops that they're doing. And it's not just isolated to career academies, but I'm saying that academy model is one that hits on all those three things. But it could be a club, it could be a sport, it could be an activity. The key is to get involved. The key is to make sure that you're connected with us here. The other priority area is literacy. And we know the importance of literacy and ensuring that our students are grounded academically, and the through line through all instruction is literacy, and we're going to be doing some work this year, deeper work, around targeted literacy support throughout all of our content areas. So you'll be hearing more about that work as we pull in our department chairs and teacher leaders to identify strategies that are going to help enhance reading across our building. And finally, we know students will not learn as much as we want them to learn unless they're attending school each and every day on a regular basis. And we want to make sure that that information is accurate, and if children are absent for whatever reason, there's the supporting documentation to excuse you, and you'll hear more about attendance tonight, especially because of the implications at high school, where if you have a certain number of absences, it will result in failing the course. So we want to make sure that transition to high school, where you must earn credits in order to move to the next grade level, that nothing prevents that from happening. And attendance is one of those things that if you're not attending class regularly, it can prevent you from earning credits. So we want to make sure those interventions are happening. All right, one thing that I want to clarify, points of entry for the first couple of days of school. Okay? We sent communication out earlier today, and you will see it on our website. I just want to talk about the entry times. We have over 2,000 students expected to be here. And August 28th, the first day of school, we want to help ease the transition and help our students acclimate themselves to our arrival procedures. So what we're asking and expecting is that our 9th and 10th grade students, so since the majority of us here are 9th graders, is to arrive when our doors open at 8:10, so that you can go through the entry points, figure out where your first period class is, help get the direction of the classrooms and the locations in the building, and then after that, we'll have our upperclassmen, 11 and 12th graders, come in. Again, it's a small transition, but it will make a difference when we have less students all coming in at the same time, especially given those first 2 days that students are trying to get acclimated. Okay? Now, in terms of entry points, in terms of the main lobby and the pool entrance, if we go to the next slide, you'll see the locations. Many of you may be familiar with this. The main lobby entrance is by the flagpole in that horseshoe area. And then the pool is a little bit further down across the street from the Whole Foods garage entrance. Okay? You can come in either door. I just want to let you know that. You can come in either door. At 8:10, you'll come into the cafeteria, and then at 8:55, we'll move students upstairs to their first period class. So I just want to clarify that. Again, for our 9th grade families, it's not going to be much of a change. I know everybody was looking forward to the first day of school. Our doors open at 8:10, and we'd like you to be here on time, give you some, I'd say a little bit more space during those first couple of days before we go upstairs to first period. All right, now with that, I'm going to turn it over to the person who is going to be leading your high school work, your journey. I'm really excited that we have Miss Mackenzie on board. She comes with tremendous experience and knowledge in secondary education, so you are in well-equipped hands. A big round of applause for Ms. McKenzie.
All right, welcome parents and guardians. When they told me that I had to put a picture up here, I said, where can I find the most thinnest picture that I looked at? And I said, well, Paris, there, I was thinnest there, so lost a lot of weight to there. So once again, I am a resident principal for the Ninth Grade Academy. I have been in DC Public Schools for 23 years. 23 years. And in that time, I've been experiencing very different types of schools. I've had secondary schools. I've also had a middle school. I started off in Hines Junior High School. Anyone familiar with Hines Junior High School? Okay, that shows your age. So Hines Junior High School currently is a Trader Joe's. But it was where I started my years at DC Public Schools. And during that time, I realized that I really love to see that aha moments in children when they get it, you know? When they really understand what's going on in the classroom. I taught social studies for 9 years. And during that time, I made sure I drilled everything that needed to be into those students about history and where they came from and where we came from. And that education is very important to me. For the past 11 years, I've been the assistant principal at Anacostia Senior High School. Some of you may be familiar with that school. And in that time, I've had numerous students that I've seen working in DC Public Schools as teachers, as administrators, and I'm so proud of their progress. So, as your 9th grade lead, I talked to a lot of your students. About 120 students came out for Summer Bridge. And I just want, can we get a round of applause for those kids who came out for Summer Bridge? And they were very dedicated. They did cheers, they did a lot of projects, they did scavenger hunts, and you'll be able to see some of that stuff on the website soon. Your kids were very dedicated during that time. But what I told them that I am very firm, but I'm very fair. You can come to me with anything that you need. However, we want to make sure that the priority is that you graduate in 4 years and that you have what's in front of you to make you be successful. We want our kids to go to the military, we want them to go to college, we want them to go to various career paths, and so therefore, it's important that we're focused on that. So some of you have some questions. What is a resident principal? This is a quick summary of what I am. So I am going to, for this entire year, be under the mentorship of Mr. Brown, Principal Brown. And since he is a veteran administrator, I will be able to learn a lot from his tutelage and learn a lot from his ability to lead a building. During that time frame, I have the ability to possibly be a principal myself the following year. So that time, I'm going to make sure that I take those many years of experience that I have with moving students and bring it to those. Bring it to Jackson Reed, I'm sorry. All right, so we want to talk a little bit about your class schedule. And we have the counselors here, we have social workers, we also have our leads for our NAP academies. We're going to give you a lot of information on what's happening this year. All right, so right here we have an 8-day schedule because we're on 8-day PDF schedules. You see here, student arrival time is 8:10. This is a normal schedule for lunch as well. 9th graders, unfortunately, do not go off campus. They stay here for lunch. I'll be in the cafeteria, don't worry, we can have long conversations. B-Day schedule, once again, those are for Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the counselors go a little more in depth with that so you understand how your day is going to be each day. So our attendance counselor, some of you may get some calls, you may get some emails from Mr. King. He is new to us this year, and we're going to have a quick presentation about attendance from our Dean Boone.
Good afternoon, how's everybody doing? I'm gonna need a little bit more energy. How's everybody doing? There you go, now y'all waking up. All right, so Mr. King couldn't be here today, but I'm gonna just give you a little bit of what he was gonna talk about. So, attendance matters. Every day, your student attendance is taken. So they have to be in their seat. That goes toward their ISA, in-seat attendance. It is very important. Here's some more information about excuse notes and things like that. you have to have an excuse note within the first 5 days of you being absent. So if you go to the doctor and I forgot to get a doctor's note, you have those 5 days to go get a doctor's note and bring it in so that you can have an excused absence. If you go down to the fourth bullet point, students accumulating more than 30 unexcused absences. This is what Principal Brown was talking about the FA. So if you have more than 30 unexcused absences, you will FA a course. And our counselors will go more in depth with that, but we don't want to FA courses, especially not in the 9th grade. The last point, missing 2 or more of your daily courses can cause a full-day absence. So if you miss first period and you miss third period, you will be marked absent for the entire day. If you miss first period and second period, you'll be marked absent for the entire day, unless you have that excuse note. That's why these excuse notes are very important. Doctor's notes, letters from the parent that have to explain what really happened, what's going on with my student, things like that. And then you may get a call from the attendance counselor just to confirm those, whatever the note may say. All right?
We have 2 social workers for our 9th grade class. It's Tina Johnson's one, and the other one is onboarding right now. We've been very diligent with making sure we're hiring enough people for the school and to fit our students' needs. But we do have representatives from the social worker department who'd like to speak.
Good afternoon, good evening, and buenas tardes, buonasera, bonjour. My name is Luis Morales, and I am the ELL social worker, English language learners. So I will be dealing with most of the students that are learning English as a second language. And I come from the Department of Mental Health. I have a very strong clinical background. I am very good into mindfulness, so I'll be doing like a mindfulness club. So if you kids are into mindfulness or they want to do some work on mindfulness, I'm the person. And I'm going to be organizing some parents group too. So mostly for Latino parents. So thank you, and hope to see you all.
And now we have our wonderful 9th grade counseling team give you a presentation.
Good evening. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Jackson Reed 9th grade. We are so happy to have you here. This is the counseling team. One of our counselors got sick today and she's absent. I'm Ms. Walker Brogdon. I have Alpha A through F. Ms. Chandni Gupta is not here. She is Alpha F through M.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ms. Amaya, and if your last name starts with an N all the way to Z, I will be your school counselor.
Good evening. My name is Camila Navarrete. I am the L counselor, so the bilingual counselor. Buenas tardes. Me llamo Camila Navarrete. Soy la consejera bilingüe.
The way you can reach us to make appointments with us is we have an open door policy, which means we will be available during lunchtime if you ask for a pass with your teacher, or you can email us. Next thing we want to touch base is how many credits you need to graduate from high school. At Jackson Reed, ECPS, it's 24 credits, and that includes 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 4 credits of science, 4 credits of social studies, 2 credits of world language, a 0.5 credit of art, a 0.5 credit of music, 1 full credit of PE, and a 0.5 credit of health, and 3.5 credits. And that equals a total of 24 credits. Now this will not be the first and last time we will be talking about this. We will make sure we remind every single scholar every year how this works. Part of the DCPS graduation requirements, you do need to complete 100 hours of community service, and our goal is to make sure our 9th graders complete the first 25 hours by the end of 9th grade. We will be having links with forms and resources so you know where you can volunteer out in our community.
So
Students are classified in a specific way in DCPS, and it's based on English credits. So a freshman usually comes in with 0 credits. Some of you are excellent scholars, and you've already come in with credits for mathematics and for world language. Congratulations. You are ahead of the game. So you're on your way to those 24 credits. But freshmen usually are 0 credits. In order to be considered a sophomore, you have to have finished English 1. So once you finish English 1, you have that sophomore, you are a sophomore along with the 6 or more credits. Okay? For a junior, you need 12 or more Carnegie units, and you should have finished English 2. So some of you, it might show that you're a freshman. If you do not pass, this is where the going to class part comes in for the attendance kind of concept. So say you don't go to class and you get an FA for English, then they're still going to show you as a 9th grader come the 10th grade year. So if you do not pass and do not go to class for certain classes, you will still be considered a 9th grader the following year. However, we try to make those up in credit recovery for you during the school year or during the summer. You have those options. For the 12th grade, you need 18 or more Carnegie units, including English 3. So when it's 12th grade, if you do not have English 3 and 18 credits, you will not be considered a 12th grade. Graduation, you need 24 credits, including your 100 community service hours in order to graduate. Your student schedule. So as you can see, you see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday 1, and Friday 2. It doesn't say A day or B day. This is what it shows when you look at it. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 1 are our A days. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday 2 are our B days. So when you come in on Monday, it will be our first A day of the year. And you will go to the first period, which will be biology. And then you will go to second period English, then you go to honors geometry, and then you go to sculpture A, if this is your schedule. And then on Tuesday, you will have PE, which is says fitness and lifetime sports, but it's PE. You'll go to world history 1, you'll go to engineering, and you'll go to advisory. All 9th graders this year will have advisory class. That is part of your schedule. It is a requirement that you all have advisory. It is to help you acclimate to high school, help deal with your social emotional needs as well. We're there to support you in that process. Schedule changes. Well, that's a big deal. I'm sorry, you can't hear me. I apologize. Schedule changes. So we know that's a very big deal. So this year we're doing things a little differently. We've been trying to, stop in lines and all those kind of concepts for students and make it more easier for you to be able to make your schedule changes. We're getting emails and phone calls already. So one of the things that we're doing is that students will be allowed to have their schedules changed during the first 10 days of DCPS's schedule change policy. So that will be from August the 28th through September the 11th. After that date, we will be doing no more schedule changes unless it's extremely some circumstances. I'm sorry. I apologize. Schedule changes will only be during the dates of August the 28th through September the 11th. After that date, we will no longer be doing schedule changes for any students, unless there's some kind of extenuating circumstance. The students will have access to a schedule change form via a QR code. It will be in your homeroom. That will be posted around the school building on the school website. Those are all the options that they will have to make schedule changes. You do not have to email your counselor. You will utilize the QR code. Okay? Once you make your request, the school counselors will try to accommodate that change. We will all receive an email with the QR code, and we will try to accommodate. We will email you back to let you know if we were able to make the change. If we were not able to make the change, you will also get an email saying we were not able to make the change. We're requesting students only make one request as 9th graders because realistically, your whole entire schedule for 9th graders is pretty much complete. You have one full credit elective or 2 half credit elective options. Other than that, there should be no changes unless you're in the wrong math class. That's the only concept. Which means you came in and took a class over the summer, or we haven't gotten your transcripts from out of state, which means that's when we can change those. We can change your math class. Okay? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, counselors. We know that schedules are very important As an Army brat, and I went to 3 different high schools, it's important to have conscientious counselors who make sure that your credits are straight, and these counselors will do that for you this year. All right, now we have our Director of Special Education, Dr. Goff.
Hello and good evening, everyone. I want to first make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me in the back? Okay, great. I know I have a loud voice, so I feel confident that you'll hear me. And for those families who have students with IEPs and with 504s, welcome. I will be your point of contact along with Ms. Adams. We are working collectively to make sure we are supporting your students and helping them with their advocacy skills so that once they exit high school, they are well equipped with the skills, tools, and knowledge to advocate for themselves and be successful at whatever endeavors they pursue. With that stated, I've been here for over 24 years working in DCPS to service families. I've also worked in Prince George's County as well as private sector. So I feel well versed with understanding how to utilize the IEP and review data to make certain that we are developing a plan that is most appropriate for your child's needs. In addition, I want you to see my contact information there. It's angela.goff@k12.dc.gov, and I also have my cell phone number there. I am available. If I don't answer, I might be in a meeting, so feel free to text me, feel free to email me, or you can also reach out to Ms. Adams. We are supported by 2 very important people. I just shared with you Ms. Adams, who is our administrative assistant, but also I want to make sure you are aware of Ms. Brittany Mitchell. Ms. Brittany Mitchell is serving as our ABA specialist, and she supports our students who are in our CES cohort and our strategies program for students with autism. So you will hear a lot from us, and we look forward to collaborating with you and meeting you after this presentation. Thank you.
Next up, we have our Dean team.
Good afternoon again. Good afternoon again. All right, cool. So, as you guys can see, my name is Arion Boone, Mr. Boone, Dean Boone, Coach Boone. I coach basketball here, so a lot of the kids call me Coach Boone or Mr. Boone or Dean Boone. So, there's my email. My office is located in room 200. So if you ever have any issues, students, and you need somebody to talk to, just about anything, you guys can come to me. I have an open doors policy as well. And I'm supported this year with 2 lovely individuals who would like to introduce themselves as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shamaya Whitehurst. Your kids might call me Miss S. This will be my first year with Jackson Wade. I'm excited.
Good afternoon. My name is Tyrell Scott. Your kids probably gonna know me as either Coach Scott. I coach at a different school. Or maybe changing that next year. We'll see. It's gonna be my first year as a behavioral tech. I look forward to working with your kids. If you guys have any questions, I'm an open book. I have no problems answering any questions.
So we will go over like expectations and things with our students once the first couple of days gets through. We'll go over like 9th grade expectations in our 9th grade meeting and things like that. I will be putting my phone number into the PowerPoint once I get my work phone. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'll stick around a little bit so that you guys can ask me any questions that you may have.
If you notice, 2 of our deans did not have an email address. Central office is still working on boarding people, so they'll have an email address that's updated on the website, so you'll be able to see that, okay? Now, Life of a Tiger. We're gonna start with our NAF and CTE academies.
evening, good evening. It's so great to see so many folks and so many new Tigers. I'm one of 3 Academy directors. I'm Ms. McClure. This is the fabulous Tammy Lorenzo. You'll hear from her in just a little bit. And Mr. Wims is not able to make it tonight, but his information is on the last slide we'll share. And to that end, we're not, in this 5 minutes we're going to be up here, we're not going to be able to answer all your Academy questions and wonderings, but our contact will be on the last slide. We will stick around at the end. If you have any questions for us, just come on up and let's chat. And we also, on September 28th, are going to have a big NAF CTE night, which we do, we're starting our new annual thing, to make sure all your questions are answered, all the acronyms are understood, and to go from there. So just know what we're sharing today is very high level. So here at Jackson, we have 10 total academies. 7 of those academies are CTE, which stands for Career Technical Education, which just boils down to their federally funded programs, career exposure programs, for students to create a professional learning community of like-minded individuals. So Jackson Reed is a huge school. Academies are one of the remedies to helping students find community while they're here. And while also getting that professional enrichment along the way. The NAF academies, we hear people talk about NAF academies. 7 of our academies are NAF academies, and we're hoping to expand that. That stands for National Academy Foundation. That's a national academy structure, model, oversight, accountability to make sure that students are getting internships, making sure students are taking approved curriculum in their academy courses, and making sure that there are industry partners. So again, more details to come on what all those things mean, but for you and for your student, it means that they're getting high quality education in the realm of engineering, information technology, biomed, all the academies that we're going to point out in just a little bit. So on to the next slide. Let's talk about what we're offering. I'm over the STEM academies, so you can see them listed here. And they're 4-year courses. So students can join as freshmen coming in this year. You're welcome to join. We do have quite a few students who start their sophomore year, because they're trying to figure out high school out that first year. They're not sure what they want to commit to, and so they're welcome to start their sophomore year. It just means that they would have to double up, because they have to commit to completing all 4 courses by the time they graduate. So we work hard with the counselors to make that happen and partner with you as a family to make sure that works for their schedule. But these are 3 offerings that are 4-year courses. Okay, so sorry, there's engineering, there's biomed, and information technology, aka computer science. Mr. Wims, he's over 4 different academies. Digital, media, and audio production are actually 2 separate academies. He's also over finance, and he's over hospitality. And those are 3-year academies. So students can start their freshman year if they want, but most, again, for these academies, most students do start their sophomore year. How it works, just to reiterate, they're not like after-school classes. These are classes that are built into their schedule. So in addition to all the classes they take toward graduation, they're taking these academy classes that build on top of one another. And they culminate their senior year in either a capstone project, or where they have a mentor that's working with them along the way, or they can do a school year internship where they get paid and they get a grade. So lots of opportunities. We'll talk about internships in just a little bit with Tammy. Actually, I'll turn right over to Tammy now.
Thank you all. And like Ms. McClure said, I'm Tammy Lorenzo, Ms. Lorenzo, and I am over AAA, JROTC, and WISP, which will be changed soon. And there's a lot of restructuring that's happening with these academies. In the case of AAA, there's 3 ways in which we approach athletic achievement. One of them is sports communication, the other one is sports management, and the other one is sports medicine. With JROTC, within the program, we have a cybersecurity program that has 4 courses, or a sequence of 4 courses. So you're exploring cybersecurity at level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then for WISP, we actually have 5 different pathways. That will be changing, actually, which may be affecting this class. So I'll keep you updated on how that changes, what are the new things we're bringing in, and how we're actually making it a NAF academy. And then as part of the academies, you will be completing something called work-based learning. So that's the exposure to the career that you're interested in my case, international studies, like I said, sports management, sports medicine, or the military. So you will be completing internships by the time you graduate from the academy and from Jackson Reed. You will also be going on LATO field trips, not just college-related field trips, but also exposure, like I said, to that field. So you may be doing site visits, you may be doing shadow days, and then we're also hosting guest speakers. So something that we have is advisory boards. So we have industry partners with different sectors, different industries out there. So you will be meeting these people firsthand. You will also be working with them. So just keep in mind that aside from the classwork that is built into your schedule, you're also being part of a larger community that explores your career in every sense.
All right, so definitely take a picture of this slide. This is our last slide. So it has our contact information at the bottom. So if you have any more specific follow-up questions, all three of us are very responsive, so please shoot us those emails. It's not too late to apply for an academy. We still have space in all of our first level sections, although students are applying every single day. So still apply. If you get response that there's a waiting list, then you would have first priority being scheduled for next year as a sophomore, but please don't have that stop you from applying right now. If you don't capture this right here, right now, the application is also on the website under the Academy section of the website. This application will close once the schedule change date closes as well, and it will reopen for next school year in January. So you'll see that link will go dead and will reopen in January when we're getting ready for next school year. I think that's it for now. We will stay here after. Please come up and chat with us.
Algo más para las familias que hablan español. Si están interesados en las academias, están abiertas para todo el mundo. No hay ninguna exclusividad con el lenguaje. Si tienen alguna pregunta, Ms. McClure y yo nos vamos a quedar después de la sesión para responderlas.
I was going to do that. Okay, next, we have our athletic director.
And all other students that are coming here for the first time. My name is Patrice Arrington. I am your new athletic director at Jackson Reed High School. It is not my first rendezvous here. I was actually here previously about 2 years ago as the director of college counseling. But now I am back and taking Jackson Reed athletics by storm. So if you are, if you need or you're interested in a sport, and if you're not already participating in the sport, we have our athletic paperwork that is on the DCIA.com website that you can go in and fill out the paperwork and the whole list of stuff you have to upload. We also have an information sheet out on the table. The PTSO put it on the table when you first came in that lists all of our athletic sports teams along with the coaching staff and their email addresses. I don't have any of my wonderful colleagues with me that support me in the athletic department this evening, but we have an assistant athletic director, Ms. Nadira Riggs, and Daniel Larios, and we have an athletic administrator, Ms. Thelma Ortega, and of course our wonderful, thoughtful trainer, Dr. Jamila Watson, who takes care of all of our students in 3 other sites, so she's a very busy lady. But again, if you want to join a sports team or interested in, my background is I was a professional volleyball player for 12 years and played on the USA national team for 8. So I also coached volleyball, of course, for a long time. Coached at the collegiate level at George Washington University and Fordham University. I have actually 23 years of athletic experience. I was an assistant athletic director at a private school prior to this. So now I am here to be able to service all of your wonderful athletes. They're student athletes first. We want to make sure we preface that. My office is located in A300. It's above the gym, so I can be looking down on our volleyball team and basketball team while they're in there. I have an open door policy as well. I also will provide snacks, so if the kids need a snack during the day, I will have snacks. I am really big on hospitality. And also, I just want to mention that for our 9th graders, if you are still interested in football, our football coach, Mr. Minoso, is still taking football players for the JV team. So if you weren't able to get here, you've been on summer vacation, you can definitely contact him. Fill out that athletic paperwork first because you will not be eligible to participate in sports without that completed packet. but we're still taking football players, and any other athletics are still available, except for we have closed soccer right now. Volleyball is closed. Field hockey starts next week. Cross country also starts next week. And football, again, is still taking 9th grade only for JV. If you have any questions, I'll be around for a little while to answer them. Again, Patrice Arrington. You can call me Miss Arrington. But I'm very happy to be servicing all of your student athletes this year, and I am totally open for anything. Come to my office, email me with any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have throughout the year. It's a pleasure. Welcome.
All right, this is how we engage with our students and our families. We have communications, we talked about our websites, we've also talked about Canvas and how we communicate to students and parents. We have Remind, where we contact parents via email as long as they're students, letting them know what's going on. We use Naviance for our seniors. And more importantly, we have our student government organizations that make sure that our students are being heard. We also have our Twitter. All right, once again, we have a club fair that's happening September 20th. So make sure that your kids, if they're interested in clubs, we have a bevy of clubs that are listed here, but they're also listed on the website. So one thing about high school, it's important to engage. It's important to be part of that. College applications, they like that, but more importantly, it's a good way for kids to socialize and find things they're really, they're really excited about. And more importantly, some of our students create their own clubs, so we're excited about that. We always have an adult around to make sure that's happening accordingly. So please make sure September 20th that your kids are making sure they sign up for clubs that they may be interested in. All right, at this time, I'm going to give the mic over to our president of our PTSO, Ms. Heather Powell.
Turnout. Can you all hear me in the back? Good, excellent. I will be very quick, and I have a colleague, Elizabeth, I think might join me for part of this. So, the PTSO, parent, teacher, student organization is like PTA. We are here to support Principal Brown, all the assistant principals, all the teachers and administrators in whatever way will make your students' experience even better here at Jackson Reed. Welcome to this community. It is truly a big community. For those who don't know me, I'm Heather Powers. I have 2 kids here this year. Very excited to have them in the same school for the first time in 7 years. I have a senior and I have a freshman. If I call her out, I won't get spoken to the rest of the week. So I won't. We have 3 messages tonight for you. 1 is know your class reps. 2 is you can donate now and be done with it. And 3, get engaged. You've heard that throughout the evening. I'll speak to the first 2 and then Elizabeth can speak to the last one as well. The first one is know your class reps. We have 2 members of the PTSO focused on each grade level. I'm standing in for yours tonight because they are off dropping kids at college or making their way back to the city. So Carl Corey and Amy West will be working directly with Ms. McKenzie and others of the grade level team and will be sharing information regularly specific to the freshmen. As you see, we have 2 for each grade level doing similar roles. So always welcome to reach to me, any other member of the PTSO, but those folks you should know, Carl and Amy. Second is donate now and be done with it. We do not have a gala, we don't have an auction, we don't have a big event where we raise money. We really count on your individual donations to help, again, support the school and the activities in any way. So if you want to check it, be done with it tonight, pull your phone out, use the QR code. We also have that information on the table out front. Third is get involved. Students, we are a great way to help you get those 100 community service hours. We have all kinds of events. We're supporting, like tonight, the next 2 nights with orientations, back to school night, NAF Academy nights, homecoming, art all night coming up in September, lots of ways. So if you're looking for community service hours, we're available. Parents, we're also a great way. You don't have to sit on the board. You don't have to join our monthly meetings. But again, welcome to, we're always looking for additional hands to help pull those events off. And 3, I will pass over to Elizabeth.
welcome. For a hot minute, I thought you guys were voting for me. I was like, we're a celebrity. Anyway, my name is Elizabeth Sahai. I have a rising senior. So I just joined the PTSO, and I'm here to ask all of you newbie parents to not do what I did and join early. So as you can see, the school is a very diverse student body, and we would really love it if the parent-teacher organization reflected that. It doesn't right now. Through no fault of anyone. The group is wonderful. I'll tell you, when I walked in, I was like, okay, I'm the only Black person in the room again. But they were very welcoming and open to new ideas, and even open to me coming and saying what I'm saying right now. So, they also want a native Spanish speaker, and I speak Spanish but badly, so por favor, háganos ese gran favor. Also to my Ethiopian peeps out there, thank you.
To have two dads this year, so thrilled to have anyone to join us. Thank you so much.
Here, positions for PTSO. Also, the QR code is also outside for you all to scan, so please make sure you scan that, okay? All right, technology. We have a quick announcement from Mr. Thompson, who is our instructional coach for technology.
Good evening. Thanks. I just want to reassure all the parents here that this is the first time you've had a freshman at the school. I have a senior, and this is my 5th child, and everything has turned out okay. So you don't have to worry. Technology, our goal for technology that is every student and every teacher has a computer to use in their class every day and every period. And we want to leverage this. It's a tool to be used productively. It should enhance our education. One of those things we're trying to do is get ahead. Yesterday and this evening are the times that, and for the rest of the week, you can also do that too. But come and pick up your computer for your student. Actually, we'd like the student to do that because we need them to log in order to effectively use their computer. They have to actually authenticate here in the building before they can use the computer outside of the building. We will be at the help desk, which is in the atrium, as late as we need to be to make sure anybody who's here wants to leave with their computer today will leave with their computer today. We'll make sure that their passwords work. If they need help with Aspen, if they need help with Canvas, we are here to help and to make sure that you and your child are successful. If you have any questions, feel free. There's actually hot links on the Jackson Reed website. And you can contact us and we get direct emails, we can help you with passwords, we can help you with all kinds of technology and issues. Again, we are here to make life easier, not more complicated.
All right, thank you. I know that you have a bunch of questions for the individuals who presented today. So you can stay back and have those questions answered. I'll be here all night, well, until 9:30. So if you have any questions, make sure you come up and ask. But more importantly, how many of you want to keep your kids for 8 more weeks? Raise your hand. What? 8 more weeks? I mean, 8 more weeks of them sitting around and, casually doing things around the house, eating all your food, leaving things on they shouldn't leave on, those kind of things. Anywho, we are excited about your kids coming here the first day of school, and we'll be welcoming them up with open arms. So if you have any questions for any individuals, there'll be people out there to talk to, or representatives. I'll be here, and we're going to start our tours. Now, this is a great big building. If this is your first time in this building, it's kind of daunting. I have only been here for a few weeks, and I'm still learning my way around. So some of our 9th graders who are here could probably show you around because they did a wonderful scavenger hunt.